Welcome friends to the 2023 VW ID.4 Pro Review. The model that we are testing, stickers for around $42,800. And throughout this review, let's see if this SUV, this EV, is worth its price tag and if it's going to be right for you and your family. First, let's talk about some of the changes for this 23 model year, and we can also touch on the exterior. For the 2023 ID.4s, they will now be produced in Chattanooga, Tennessee. They've also given you this all-new 12-inch infotainment as standard for all the ID.4s. The base wheel option will now be a 19-inch wheel, and these new SUVs, they're going to start at a lower price tag, but they've also given you a smaller battery pack as standard, which means you get approximately 40 miles of less range. So the base model rear-wheel drive, it's going to have a 58 kilowatt battery pack, I believe. I know on VW's website, they say that has a larger battery, like 62 kilowatt, but I think the effective kilowatt size is 58. And that has a range of around 208 or so miles. The model that we are checking out here, this Pro model, this is the one that I recommend. You get the larger 77 kilowatt battery pack. This is also rear-wheel drive, and it can do around 275 miles of range. So this is pretty good right here. And also you have some new color choices, new interior colors as well. And they've also redesigned the center armrest area to be a little bit more practical. Those are your main changes for 2023. Regarding the looks, this is a pretty bland looking, under the radar type vehicle. You can get a $22,000 Toyota Corolla that's got more swagger and more attitude than this ID.4. But hey, some of you might like this SUV's incognito presence. It's not pretentious at all. And I really like the fact that these new models come with 19-inch wheels that don't look terrible. Okay, these are sort of aero wheels, so it's going to help with the efficiency of this SUV and help with your ride quality while not looking completely stupid. Typically, I hate the way aero wheels look on a lot of EVs, even premium ones that cost over six figures. But VW did a good job with the wheel design for the ID.4. And with that established, let's go ahead and let's transition over into the driving segment now. Because we have the Pro model here in rear-wheel drive, we have a larger capacity battery producing 201 horsepower and 225 or so pounds-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in around 7.5 seconds. You punch it. This is literally all that you need for street driving. It gets up and goes when you punch it like that, but it's not that overly thrilling experience that we've come to be accustomed to with traditional new EVs. This is a more casual, more lethargic feeling EV, and that's okay. It's meant for a more chill driving demeanor. When you're at a standstill and you punch it, then you get a little bit more of that kickback sensation into your seat, and then it kind of dies off as you continue to floor it, because that's just the nature of most EV vehicles. Once again, this is effortless for you to get up to speed and to pass people as well, even out on the highway. Now, for around $5,000 more, you can upgrade to a Pro all-wheel drive model, and that's going to come with dual motors, all-wheel drive, and around 295 horsepower, where now the 0 to 60 time, it's been reduced to around 5.5 seconds, so significantly quicker than what we have here. It's not really necessary. Again, doing this yields no real satisfaction out on the road. You know, this thing drives as bland as it looks. Just no real character or enthusiasm in the way that this SUV drives. No excitement, no soul. But perhaps that's what some of you are looking for, because the biggest pro of driving this ID.4, it's the ride quality and how quiet it is. And the ride is absolutely sublime over every type of road. You know, big bumps, little bumps, not a problem. There's no strange jostling effect when you go over uneven terrains. None of your occupants are being bobbed around or thrown all over the place. This EV does a great job in controlling its weight. It feels sure-footed around corners, but it's just hustling it around corners is not fun. Driving it hardcore, you feel like you're doing something that the car doesn't want you to do, when you're just driving it like a complete doofus. Initially, the brakes was a big complaint for me. I hate the way they have the brake pedal calibrated here. It's so difficult to modulate, feels very strange, but the fix for that is putting the ID.4 into its B mode, which initiates the regenerative braking. And that takes away pretty much all of my braking complaints, because all you have to do is take your foot off of the accelerator and now the vehicle starts to brake for you, and it's a regenerative braking, so it's going to capture some of that energy and help out with your range. So that's the best way to drive this vehicle. Now you also have other driving modes that you can put this vehicle into: eco, regular, and sport, but that does pretty much nothing here. So I just drive it around in its normal setting. Let's see, go ahead, chuck this thing in here again. It's got decent capabilities, It feels sure-footed, and out on the highway, I was really hustling this thing. Had it at some really good speeds, and it's stable. Like, there's nothing to complain about with the ID.4 and the way that it drives. It just looks bland and it feels bland to drive, that's all. Whether that's a con or not is going to be up to you, but for right now, I think you get the point with this product. Let's go ahead and let's transition over into the interior segment now. Okay, now that we are stopped, let's talk about this interior space, because there is quite a lot to cover here. I'll start out with the positive first. These seats are truly amazing. I forgot what it's called, some type of nutmeg or something along those lines, but I love the brown with this gray fabric material. It looks amazing. It's ultra comfortable. You can do a lot of miles in here and not feel fatigued. So I love the comfort and support here. And I even like the gray fabric material on the door panel as well. It adds some character to the interior space without feeling like they just slapped a piece of carpet onto the door panel here. But I will say, with this ID.4 Pro model that I'm testing, the seats are manual. Surprisingly, I don't have a problem with that, but it's just interesting to note that's how these Pro models come. Fortunately, you can get this dialed in pretty good, similar to an electric seat, so the visibility is excellent. I don't have a problem with the seating position either. Steering wheel is manually controlled as well, and the whole contraption goes up and down. The steering wheel, along with the digital gauge cluster here, similar to the Mini Cooper products, the whole thing kind of goes up and down together. The seats and the comfort, that's fine, but this new 12-inch infotainment system is not going to be for everyone. I don't really care so much about the haptic feedback controls. Honestly, they did a decent job with that, and a lot of the main controls can be accessed from your steering wheel here as well, and you can press on them like a traditional button, so that's okay. But they really need to implement a volume knob. Okay, that's really important. Remember, Honda got a ton of flack for taking the volume knob out. Now with every press release of every new Honda, they keep touting how they kept the volume knob. That's kind of funny to me. So that's something really important that VW needs to implement with their products. And just in general, this is just doing too much. Okay, I feel like the type of person who would be interested in the ID.4, don't get offended at this. It's just, practically speaking, a $40,000+ bland looking EV like this, I feel like an older person might be more interested in this product. This is just not going to come naturally to that particular buying market. You have to rely on this touchscreen for every little important thing, like the fan speed, for instance. You have to actually go into the touchscreen here. Now, they do have a smart climate function here to help automate some of the HVAC controls, but still, this is just not the best implementation. It's actually pretty distracting when you're on the move. It's going to take literally a week for most people to get used to this. because there are some great features here. I do like the way this infotainment works. We do have the wireless Apple CarPlay and the wireless Android Auto. That's great, and I haven't really had any issues with this system. There's no traditional stop-start button or anything. You just get in the vehicle, put your foot on the brake, put it into drive or into the B mode, and then put your foot on the gas, and then you're off. And the only other thing I found to be annoying is the mirror controls. That just took a little getting used to. This product isn't necessarily bad. It's just they're doing too much. They're screwing with traditional things that don't need to be tampered with. Can you get used to all this? Of course, but you shouldn't have to. All this should come naturally to you. That's the point. Moving on, another huge pro with this particular model, it's the bass audio system. You know, we just have the regular 7-speaker audio system here, but it sounds great. You really don't have to upgrade from this pro trim level. This is offering you everything that you need, that you practically need. You got the heated seats, you got this bass audio system that sounds really good for once. I like the clarity and the bass here. So I think many people are going to be satisfied with this trim level if you decide to purchase the ID.4. And another big advantage compared to something like a Tesla, for instance, especially the Model Ys, the build quality in here is truly excellent. Everything is solid, nothing is creaking or feeling crunchy in here. The doors feel nice and solid when you open and close them. In general, VW's very safe products. This ID.4, it's a IIHS top safety pick, so you can be rest assured you're traveling in a extremely safe product. All the safety features work pretty well. For 2023, they redesigned this whole center console here to make this a little bit more pragmatic to use with the storage spaces, but the cup holders are massive. This little center tray here, pretty useful next to this wireless charging pad, which granted this wireless charger doesn't work. That's besides the point. The armrest is a good size, same thing with the glove box. We have no type of sunroof here with this pro trim level. You have to step up to get a sunroof. But the other massive pro with just about every VW product, it's the sheer amount of legroom and headroom that these vehicles have to offer. This ID.4 is no exception. You can be over 6 feet tall, fit in the back effortlessly. You have plenty of headroom and legroom, as I already stated. It just does not feel like a claustrophobic place to spend time. So I love the packaging here with these VWs. These are not massive vehicles from the outside. It's only around 180 inches long total, so it's very manageable around town. You can easily fit it inside of a garage, and you have all the space you need to fit your friends, family, etc. Also, I am 5'11". I have no issues getting in and out of this SUV either. The trunk space, that's also massive, and you can fold up the various flaps, and that unlocks some more storage space if you so need it. And that's good because the front of this vehicle, there is no front trunk, if you will. In fact, when you open it, it looks like it's got a whole engine in there, but it doesn't, and there's really no storage up front. It's all going to be in the back, which is fine. Now, this SUV does not have a spare tire in the back. You just get a regular fix-a-flat kit. And for whatever reason, when you start this vehicle, it makes these strange noises. What even is that? I don't know if that's the air conditioning or if it's the parking brake. This vehicle has been doing that for the entire week that I've had it. And this is brand new, like 1,000 miles on it. That's it. Anyway, let's just gloss over that. Talk about that spare tire. Yeah, you don't have that. You just got to fix a flat kit, which it's okay, I suppose. But just keep in mind, if you want to put run flats on this SUV, you can, but it's going to make this a little bit more unrefined. I really like these Kumo Krugen tires. They are extremely smooth, really refined, almost like Continental tires. So I appreciate that. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's transition over into the conclusion segment now. Okay, concluding thoughts on the new ID.4. I actually do like this product. Once again, it is extremely quiet and comfortable, as I've already stated in the driving segment. And I think that's what most people want out of a vehicle, because oftentimes in the comment section, I keep hearing from people, oh, we hate fast, fun, and exciting vehicles. We hate that. So here you are, something that's bland both to look at and to drive, but extremely refined and comfortable. Now, is this a good value proposition? Well, as you can see from the way they have everything designed here, this is a full EV, and also the electronics in here, it's all reliant on a massive touchscreen and this gauge cluster. Everything is all digital here except for the seats. But other than that, I just see this as a disposable lease and dump vehicle, honestly. And most EVs and really most new cars are, and that's exactly what I recommend to most people, just leasing and dumping new vehicles. So what's the lease price on this? Well, when I did a calculation using AutoCompanion's free leasing calculator, that came out to be around $450 a month, I believe, for a 3-year lease, no money down, assuming you have perfect credit. And these vehicles do have a $7,500 incentive. I'm not sure if that's the EV incentive or if that's just the tax credit that VW is giving from the factory, but either way, there is a $7,500 incentive here, and that is helping to bring the lease price down to that $450 number that I stated to you. And that's okay. I mean, you can also get the new Volvo C40 for around $500 to $550 a month. That's a more expensive product than this. But as I stated before, if you want something a little bit more incognito, something that's not pretentious in any way, this ID.4 really does fit the bill. Plus, it's got a massive interior space in this compact exterior design. So once again, makes it a very manageable SUV to live with while not sacrificing any practicality at all. So if all of what I just mentioned to you makes sense, and if you think that's going to work out for you and your family, then go ahead. I suppose you would be pretty happy with this product. Also, it's got an amazing sound system, like I already mentioned. I don't know how, but that's just how it is with a 7-speaker bass audio. It sounds great. Me personally, I would really look into maybe buying a Volkswagen Tiguan or the Golf. The Tiguan and the Golf are the two greatest products from VW. They are really incredible. Love the way they drive, love the way they look. Plus, those 4-cylinder VW products, they get way better fuel economy than what is stated on the window sticker. Really, you can meet and certainly exceed those numbers if you drive a little bit more mellow. So that's something to consider right there if you want to stay within the VW family. Now, I am partnered with AutoCompanion, and he offers great deals on Audi products. In particular, a Q5, you can get those for under 50 grand. That also is going to come with that 4-cylinder that genuinely gets near hybrid levels of fuel economy while being an Audi that offers prestige and a great dealership experience in the United States at least. So AutoCompanion, he's located in Washington, D.C. He's an automotive broker. He's got like 10% off deals running on the Q5s, A5s, and the A4s, I believe. And there's even 11% off on the Q5 plug-in hybrid. I personally think plug-in hybrids are the way to go, but honestly, there's not many available in the new car market. Not everyone's making them. But the Q5 does come with the plug-in hybrid variant. That's a great product. I love the way it drives, and you can get up to 11% off, and I think it leases out for around $650 a month. That's the way I would personally go because, these full EVs, it's not for everyone. This Pro model, 275 miles of range, that's okay. That's for the rear-wheel drive models. But if you step up to that all-wheel drive, your range drops by 20 miles. You can only get 255 miles of range on a all-wheel drive ID.4. If you live in a cold climate, then your range is really going to suffer. So because this isn't going to work out for everyone, this is why I suggest maybe going with a Tiguan. That gets great fuel economy, and you can get those for under $30,000. So if you want to stay in the VW family, you can certainly do that. You can also step up to the Q5s and the plug-in Q5s with AutoCompanion if you want to take advantage of that amazing deal. Again, I'll leave their information in the description box, but these are my thoughts. Leave yours down in the comment section below. If you are an owner of the ID.4, please share your experiences with us as well. But that's it for this video. Make sure to check out the next video here on the end screen. Click on it, and I will see you there.